G'day, this is Don here. I'm here to talk to you today about how we shouldn't put our faith in. Well, I shouldn't say faith. How we shouldn't put our reason for living in another person, and the way they think about us. I've got to watch out for my mic here because it's buzzes. Hopefully it's not buzzing now. So, yeah, I won't make this video too long, so I'll be able to check on it. But yeah, putting what we believe about ourselves into another person is not a good thing. We need to believe in ourselves because of the precepts that are, or the morals we're being given by our parents and people we look up to. So that another person, like I'd say a partner, I'm sort of leaning towards relationships here, because I think that at times I've put too much. I tried to kill myself, and it was because I got rejected. I think, at least that's what I thought it was, that I did it, and I think I started to reject myself as a part of that. Yeah, so I think it's important to be analytical about ourselves, as well as our situations and circumstances and other people, to sort of have a perspective that is going to lead us to a place where we're not emotionally dependent. And yeah, that's the thing about being emotional with people, is sometimes people want to use your emotions against you. Manipulative people, destructive people, people that want revenge, of which there's a lot of in my life. Ever since I was a teenager and even a kid at school, and I first became I don't know whether it's compliant with police, and I told them everything that they needed to know. Ever since that moment, when I was only a young teenager, I think I might have been about before I was a teen, maybe I was about 12, and there was these people that broke into a boat shed, and I was always around the lake. Must have been about 10 or 11 in Ballarat there, and I was hanging around the lake, and we used to go swimming there. We used to ride our bikes. We used to go fishing, and when we used to fish, we used to get around to the back of the boat sheds on the lake, and there used to be like redfin perch under the boat shed, and you could see them stick their heads out, and you try and catch them with worms and stuff, and you could catch them. They only little things like this, but we was kids, and we were just happy to catch something. Passed a lot of time, but there was these kids who broke into the Sea Scouts boat shed, and they had all sorts of stuff from the Sea Scouts. What they were using for they're Sea Scouts. So they got boats, they got life jackets, they got dinghies, they had all this stuff, and there's all these run amok people that's out there doing shit with all the Sea Scout stuff, because they broke into the shed, and it was a hot summer's day, and all of a sudden it was just like masses of kids come from everywhere. They want to play with all the stuff that was in this shed, and I actually went in the shed, and I was looking around at all this stuff, and there was other kids there as well, and one of my good friends from school, because I went to Pleasant Street Primary School, and all these kids, it turned out, was from Windermere West, which is like the ghetto. in Ballarat, and or one of them. But yeah, there was all the Westies there, and I went to school over there, and it's not the people, it's the fact that they had nothing. It's like, yes, the Sea Scouts had everything, let's go there and use it. So with the Sea Scouts, somebody must have, who I went to school with, and like Pleasant Street Primary School was like across the road from the Sea Scouts, it's right on the lake. And like my parents aren't rich, but it was one of the government schools that was across the road from the Civic Oval, which is like the main footy oval in Ballarat. So they had the main footy oval, Civic Oval. They had Pleasant Street Primary School. Then you had the lake, and there was all boat sheds around that part of the lake, and. We lived in a house that were in, I think it was Cowan Street, 15 Cowan Street or something it was, 17, I can't remember what it was, but it was this little house, and it was pretty crappy, and we were only paying under $20 a week rent for it in about 1979. I remember that my parents thought it was really good value, and the people next door paid under $10 for their place, but it had Hessian walls. So they didn't actually have like plaster, which would make sense if you had a big fireplace and it wasn't like it was in the middle of a ghetto. But I was talking to somebody there, and obviously they knew somebody who was a Sea Scout, and I'm not saying that there was nobody from Windermere West who was a Sea Scout, but you probably need to get approval to be. I know when I joined the Cubs, I had to apply, and there was the whole thing you had to go through with your parents and everything to get permission to become a Cub, and you had to pay your fees, and you had to pay for your uniform and all the rest of it. So it wasn't something you could just walk in off the street and have an experience with. So there's somebody who knew the Sea Scouts, and who I talked to. I said, who's all these kids? And I said, I know this guy. Here's Greg, and he's got his brother Dimitri here, and trying to ask me. I said, I don't know who all these other ones are, and so I told them. And then the police came to my house, and they asked me all about it, and I told them everything, what I knew. And then these other kids got into trouble, and they were so ever since then, where I told the police what they needed to know. I found that I had made a choice that was going to affect me for the rest of my life.